Hello everybody, welcome. Alan Robson with you again, and tonight, blimey, have we got something spectacular for you this evening. We have an amazing trail. We've already, if you're one of our supporters, waiting for you already in the can. We've been to Langley Castle where we've had a whistle stop tour and an amazing ghost story. Beyond that, we've been to a place where 51 people were killed in a riot, and moving even further away, we've been in search of a death stone that's supposed to shorten your life. What are we doing here? Well, we're bringing you to a place where a border reiver lived. It was his hideaway in the area where he did all of his robbing, stealing, and a bit of treasure to be had too, which is amazing. Treasure that you may be able to come and get for yourself, who knows. Beyond that, a story of tribal warfare from way, way back. And also tonight is a buck moon, a thunder moon. Now this is a time when nature and humanity and bats are already flying around our heads. Literally within a foot of our heads. We've had a few tonight. Another one where we're trying to summon them, but they're not playing. They're waiting until we talk about something else. But we are certainly, we've got a lot for you, because we're going to carry out a ceremony tonight. If your luck has been not as it should be, because let's face it, I think it's been a tough and rough time for most of us. Tonight we may be able to do something about it. First of all, we have Kenny with us as well. I stood him on the death stone. You can see what happened a little bit later on. That's going to be a bonus in our supporters group. Hollywood Tony McShane is with us. There's the bat. Did you say it? Whoa! Swoopy, swoopy. There it is.
Oh,
there,
I got
there.
it.
You see them? Oh, there's loads of them. Do you see them?
Coming out for us.
They're coming out for us. Oh, wow. They don't mind swooping about. There's lots of little bugs in the air, and they come out to eat them. And there's one. Look. Do you see him? The bigger bugs will be well and truly chomped by these things. They're just fascinating. These are little, probably horseshoe bats, because they're slightly smaller than most. But we have a lot of tales to tell, some incredible tales to tell too. So the most important thing is watch every strand, every second. Tell us what you see. These guys have been sprayed with their girly thing again. What is it called?
What's it called?
It's Avon Skin So Soft.
Avon Skin
And
So.
we're not getting bitten.
No, well, it just landed on me. It didn't bite. It didn't bite. It just perched.
On,
so
you just said a minute ago you weren't going to mention them.
that is a fair point. However, keep an eye open. Let's see what we're going to see. Can't wait. Let's start, because this is scary.
Witchy wood.
This is scary, and I have to switch off the necromancer because I can't cope with that the whole way. Whoa. I think bats is the best way to start something like.
Bat out of hell.
There'll not be so many. Down there is a river. The reason that this particular reiver came here was because of the river. Because whenever he was being hunted, and he was hunted often by landowners of this neck of the woods, he would simply go into the river, and the dogs couldn't follow his scent. Now, just before we started, up in this area here, Kenny and I saw a dark figure moving around. This was about 20 minutes ago. And then Kenny said that he thought he saw something light, something white, kind of shiny white. Now, there is actually a story that fits the shiny white thing. And where did it go, Kenny? Talk us through it.
Mine went like from left to right. Just
Point your torch at it.
Right, sort of just here. Just this area. It just sort of went from left to right across there. In that area.
Well,
it was like a grey, misty, I know it sounds silly, but like a Casper. It was like a really Casper shape with a hood.
now the thing that makes that so much more interesting is, and Kenny doesn't know this, but Alfwald Alfwald was king of Northumbria. He was killed here by a man called Seeger. And it's said that everybody that came here afterwards saw a white light moving through the woods, and they called it the light of the angels because he was such a revered and good man. He wasn't a Christian, but he was a revered good man who looked after his people. And there's supposed to be this white light that comes through here. And I thought that there was a white light over there, but I think it might just be a gap in the woods where, you know, where the light can get through.
I mean, it just looked like a grey, whitey mist.
Oh, what the hell's that? Almost looks like that's been made into a... Come over here, Kenny. Shine your light through those trees there. Just, no, you passed it. Right. Through those trees. Follow my beams.
Right, here.
Not that one, next one along. That way.
That way.
Now, look, stand where I am and look up there. Looks like it's been built into like a shelter, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's like a shed thing.
Like a shelter?
Ah, it is.
Wonder who or what's been living in there.
There's one or anything, could it?
Well, we've been told just recently that there's wild cats here. Now, that doesn't mean feral. It means wild cats. So we've got to be a little bit careful if we see any of them. But let's take... Do you hear voices?
I heard voices there.
Just there. Hope somebody...
There's definitely something...
Did you get it as well, Tony?
It was like a chattering.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was back there. I thought I heard it before. It's like...
You heard it before? What is it then?
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was a river before, but I just heard it again, but it's further up.
Yeah, these trees are in a straight line. You see how straight they are?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not normal, is it? Because this isn't even a track up here.
Trees, but you know, like planting in a straight line like that. It doesn't normally happen, does it?
Stop. I think we could hear a train in the distance. I think that's what that is. This will be so easy to get lost in here.
I've heard an owl.
Just seen an owl?
I've just heard of one. There.
That's an owl.
That's an owl.
That's a blessing. Having an owl on my sides. An owl's a good thing. Come on then. Whoa. Yeah. I've just had something scuttle past me. It was definitely a critter. This, of course, you've got to remember, we're not far. For those of you who are supporters, you already know a few of the secrets of where we are. Close to Hexham. Hexham, we've already established that it was German from Romans. Check it all out in the supporters group. However, you can win yourself a badge as well while you're on. We've got Night Owls badges for you. We'd love you to win one and be very, very proud. And we would be honoured if you would join our throng. Just share it as much as you can. Share everything that we do.
Share this video and someone will win the badge for this video.
And incidentally, we had a few people switching off because we had stuttering and bad reception at the last thing. I understand why you would do that. However, we're recording it now as well on a separate high definition camera. So if we get the stuttering while we're doing this live, you'll be able to go back and watch the whole thing in HD, and Tony will put that on as soon as he gets back. That's how the deal is with that. Do we go down? Do we go up? What do we do?
Well, I would have said down for the
I would have said down too. We've got to cross the river, I think. Mind you, it does look scarier down here than it does up there.
It does, mate. That's why I didn't go.
What did your map say?
I'm not even looking at it. Just walk up by the river.
Whoa. Usually I like the sound of water, but I prefer to see it. I loved those bats before though. I am a fan of the bat. But anyway, we mentioned Hexham, and I never got around to telling you why I mentioned Hexham. Hexham it comes originally from a German word, and the place used to be called that German word. However, Hexham, for a lot of years, people considered Hexham too full of witches to even come to. And it's because of what we're doing tonight. And a lot of people claim, the witches themselves claim, that Hexham became Hexham because if you went to Hexham, they could hex you, put a hex, put a spell on you. And that ties in very nicely with the ritual that we're going to be carrying out, probably in part 2, to change your look for the better. And it's a book moon. They only happen once in years, so tonight would be a perfect time to make that happen. So we've heard chattering. If there is anything here and you'd like to join us, please feel free. Do you know, you can hear it, but there's no white water.
No, there isn't.
Where's the white water? Because you only get that noise when
you get the ripples.
I don't understand.
Cool hill there.
Yeah, I think it's just a breeze, Ken. I think there's a bit of a breeze down here. Oh, those things I'm not going to mention are I think it's just my hair. It's the breeze, just my hair. This is a witchy wood though, isn't it?
But isn't this the great thing that anybody can just come here and do this, what we're doing?
Anytime, anytime. And we'll give you all the details before the end of the show, so you could do this. Now we did the leopard trail, if you remember, that runs close along to where the railway was that we went to in one of our earliest shows. The reason that we're down here is this is a reverse trail. This is only here. This path originally was created by thieves, vagabonds, who used to rob people that would come and hide out here. Some of the most famous reavers, including Dickie of Westwood. You can't make these names up. Look up Dickie of Westwood, they'll tell you the full story. Dickie was always he was a canny lad. Everybody kind of liked him. And even the magistrate said on one occasion when he was brought up in front of the magistrate, Dickie's actually a canny lad, but he can't get enough fighting. And he used to get drunk and then he'd fight people, and he'd just get drunk to fight people, because normally he was just a nice lad. And when he robbed people, he was always polite. He still robbed them, but he was polite and he didn't hurt anybody. However, apparently, the other reavers used to come up here and way up, miles further, about another 5 or 6, 7, 8 mile up here, is a place called Staywards Peel, an old peel tower. Willie made that his roost, and all the other reavers would come up and meet him, not necessarily up there, but anywhere on the track where he happened to be, and he would look after them, and sometimes they were shot and he'd have to bury them if they died of their injuries. So there's a fair bit of death out here too that we've got to be aware of. And we haven't even mentioned the tribal battle, but I'll tell you when we get to the place where that battle took place. Oh, that was a big bat. Bigger than the ones we've seen. Just went across that.
Across there.
And with all of the bugs, you can understand why bats thrive in a place like this.
Perfect for them, isn't it?
When we did the other Peel tower, the Preston Tower, they were putting bat boxes up. You don't need to. They'll find their own way. You see the guano on the stems telling you that they're living up there. See the white?
Oh, right, yeah.
So
What that is?
yeah, that's how you can tell.
Something in there. Did you hear that?
Looks a bit loud, doesn't it?
Was it like animal?
It could be an animal, but it's...
Because, ooh, voices.
Could have been a bird.
It's not windy.
Could it be the bird, he said.
Oh.
What a flatulent cuckoo. It's not windy. You got to be careful, the briars there. Doesn't that look spooky? You can understand why witches would come out here too. Witches essentially are just ordinary women who believed in nature, who didn't want to be killed for it. Because there's a story of Matthew Hopkins from up this neck of the woods. I'll tell you that story a bit later as well, because he was the witch finder general, and I always picture him in my head as Vincent Price. Yeah. Remember from the film? Yeah. And the film wasn't too far away from the truth. Glamorised a bit, because I think it was a Hammer, one of those Hammer horrors. I just expected Tony to be there.
Yeah, it was like a stump, wasn't it?
Like a footstep that wasn't mine.
That's what I heard. It's like someone's coming up behind, like beside
don't
us.
say that, man. That spooks me when I think somebody's going to be coming up behind me. But it is that. It was like a stump, wasn't it?
Yeah, just the heavy foot, like somebody's walking. But we're all wearing.
I think walking on the leaves. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Sounded like someone walking on the leaves.
Now, one thing that I haven't mentioned that I suppose I should, there's certain things that only Hexham people will know. First of all, the studio, the disco, the studio, is not the studio. It's Donny's or Dontino's, and it will always be Donny's or Dontino's. Yeah, you know, some people try and change the name of football stadiums,
you can't
like the St James's Park, and it's always going to be St James's Park. Yeah. The other thing about Hexham, though, is that when we're talking about the whole witchy matter, there's supposed to be human bodies buried beneath the paving stones of the town, because back in the day they were digging a new town and they had a lot of bodies to bury, and they didn't want to have to factor in another cemetery, so they put them under the paths. Now, whether that's true or not, I've been trying to research without much success. Some say definitely, some say... How is that making the noise that it is? Oh, there's a little bit of weight there.
A little bit there.
There's a little bit going on. I love rivers like this, because you can actually stand above them, and if there's fish in them, you can see them. If there's frogs, you can see them. The battlefields, yeah, absolutely, it does chill you. That is until we get to the battlefield, and we're not too far away. It's where you cross from one side of the river to the other. That's where the battle took place. So I'll tell you about it very soon. It's an amazing story. It's one of those stories that you can imagine people in the north telling their... What was that? Did you hear that, Tony? It was behind you.
There's loads of noises going on behind us.
You seem to be getting it more than we do, too.
Yeah. He's looking behind him, do you?
I know, all the time.
I'm getting a bit
I think
freaked.
someone's behind you, don't you?
It's from the start, before we even went live, we saw some, like, bits. Unless there's other people in the place.
No, that was like a crunch on a branch.
I thought it was a voice. I thought I heard something like... But mind you, I heard a growl before. And I don't know, it's ever since somebody's planted the idea in my head of the wildcat, maybe. Maybe it's just not. Oh, we might see somebody on the other side of the river.
Oh, don't. Well, there's something over there, like...
Look at that. Let's do a scan, Ken.
Oh, through there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Keep going.
That way?
Yeah, it's just echo mine. We can see more.
Loads of moths, isn't there?
I don't know what they are. I'm not letting them get in my head. They're already sticking to that stuff that you've put in your hair. Whoa,
I think we're frozen. I think we might have frozen.
Are you back?
I'm not sure. I'll just check the phone.
Oh, we may have frozen. If we have frozen, apologies everybody.
If we are freezing though, we are recording it, so you'll get it all again. So
apologies if we are freezing. We hope we're not. And if we are, you'll get it all in 3D. But do stay with us if you can. Whoop!
Oh, look, it's a frog. Oh, we got it.
Too
Now-
bright with the torch.
I wonder what it was. I've seen some movement there.
Can you see it?
Is it a frog or a toad?
Of course it's a frog.
Or a toad?
It's a frog. Hang on, don't want to hurt it, so.
Oh, no.
Come on,
There you
froggy. There you go.
Didn't want to move now.
No, I'm not going to pick it up.
Okay,
There
there
he
you go.
goes.
Jumping about.
And of course, that's a witch's familiar,
Yeah, of course it is.
so it's appropriate.
No way there.
Now you see, 9 times out of 10,
We've never seen that.
I would have picked that up
Would you?
and held it without any worry.
Uh-huh.
But I'm being educated to be a cleaner individual, and I will be. So there. No, I just tidying up my act. About time. Whoa.
Would have seen that long there, that would you?
No,
Just happened to come there. So we
just hopped across the path. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, there's another one. Hello, do you see him?
Him.
You got that one too. Oh, it's away.
It's a real hot one. There he is.
Shall we turn this into nature watch or something?
There it is.
Spring watch.
There, look. It's crawling through.
Tony. Careful. What can you see? Come a bit more to the left. What can you see? You got a figure at the end.
In the far distance.
Yeah,
Like a black round the
yeah,
corner.
yeah.
I can see that. There.
The hell's that?
Yeah, it's attempting to reconnect. I think we've gone off again.
Oh
Watch
no.
the speed down here.
Let's get through. It's just every time you get to something that's...
Stream resumed. Sorry about that.
It's a good job we've got our new facility to keep this HD. And we have to remember, of course, that when we stop, we'll still be live for the camera when the HD comes out. So we're seeing frogs and toads. 2 toads, that's the bottom of a stump.
Square.
But we are right at the bottom of the ravine, so
Yeah, maybe we should have took the
the
top.
higher road, baby.
Yeah, because
Let's
I did see it.
let's march on. We never get across the river though. You never see the battlefield. Let's rock through as best we can.
It's a dead end.
No, I don't think so. This may be the bridge.
yeah, it's keep going off. Must be in a black spot. Yeah, I think we might need to go back and up there if it's no service here. Because I mean, if we keep going through, it might just get less.
Come on then.
Less and less.
Just act on it.
Yeah. Stream return. We're gonna go to higher grounds. I think that's what we need to do.
Right, we're going to take that, climb the mountain instead. Anyway, if there was something following us, we're walking straight towards it now.
Yeah. Not the best.
Oh, bat. We're just moving quite quickly now, just so we can...
Yeah, we're gonna get our signal back and go to higher grounds.
I just want to get us close to that place so I can tell you the story of all those people that died and the amazing way and reason why so many people died. And it's something that, it's just one of the great stories of all time, and how people in the north haven't heard it is incredible. So you're in for a treat with that tale. Oh. Just got to be careful not to stand on any of the wildlife while we're here. We've come a lot further than I thought from that split trail, I know. This is a witchy wood, and of course when witches were told that there were people coming, especially witch finders, and remember, if a witch finder's told you're going to get a certain amount of money. We're back.
Yeah.
Ah,
Just would have been a black spot there.
Sorry everybody, but when witches heard that a witch finder was coming, it's all right. I'm clumsy at the best of times. But when they heard that a witch finder was coming, obviously they just headed out to hide in the wildest country imaginable. Because if a witch finder gets a chunk of money for every witch they find, they're going to find loads of witches. Yeah, we're heading back up the hill, and there's a cut-off that takes us up, and it looks like almost a mountain. Look at, yeah. Oh, blimey. Just by taking the top trail, we'll not be able to get across to the other side, which is a bit of a shame. But we will be able to get, hopefully, to one of Willie's hideaways, or Dickie's hideaways rather, Dickie of Westwood. Very famous in this part of the world. Most magistrates knew who he was, and certainly anybody that travelled the roads here about, because they'd get robbed by him. I think it's at the top of this bit. Yeah.
God.
Here we go. I remember Tony saying, oh, blimey. Remember Tony saying, we can't get lost, we just got to follow the river. Now we're walking away from the river. You are right, Ken. It's not often that happens. But which way do we go now? Do we go left? Or do we go right? To the top, okay. What's what? You see? What is that? What the hell is that? I'd rather not climb stairs.
No. Wonder where they lead.
I think to the same place. Yeah. Maybe it's been going off to drive us in a particular area. Do you know what I mean? Come on. If you're in here, show yourself. If you want to talk to us, talk to us. There's nothing more witchy, you know, than stumpy old trees. Look at that. The witch has created, you know, you know when we saw that thing that I said it looks like somebody's built like a hunter's refuge. Yeah. The witches built themselves, they dug out in the hillside little caverns. Blimey, it's not higher than this, is it, Ken? Oh, thank heavens for that. Woo! And for the benefit of you guys, think yourself lucky you're comfy with your treats.
A cow. What is that? Oh, a unicorn.
It's a unicorn.
What is it?
It's a unicorn.
Seriously, what is that?
It's a unicorn. It's got a horn on the front.
That's what I thought. I was only joking.
No, it's a unicorn.
Don't be silly. It's a horse.
Is it a deer? It's a horse.
It's a horse, isn't it?
But it's got a thing on the front.
It has. Can you see that, Tony?
I can't, I've just zoomed in.
Did it have a horn on its head?
Possibly.
It looks like it's got something on the front of its head.
I know, that's right. If it's a cow, it'll be a horn. It cannot have it cannot be a unicorn.
Is that a cow?
What else is in there?
That's a horse. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing
Oh,
else
hang on, what's that there then? Is that a horse as well?
I think so.
Blimey, I'm getting twitchy.
Has it got a horn on the front of its head?
It's probably just...
Look.
I know.
Watch when it comes back up again. There? Look.
Can you home in, Tony? It's
Yeah,
heading
I've
in our
zoomed in.
direction.
Is it just like a little pony? They're coming across here, mind. They're coming here.
Oh, if it's got a horn.
They're coming across here. That's a little pony, isn't it?
Look at the size of it next to that other
It's a
thing.
little pony. Like a little mini pony.
Did you nearly drop everything?
Yes, nearly.
Do you think it's coming because of the light?
Yeah.
Come on then.
It's curious. Has that got a horn?
It looks like it
Has
has.
it got a horn, has it?
It looks like it
Can
has.
it have a horn, for heaven's sake?
Some of it, or is it its ears?
Come on, let's go and look in the dark. We've got dark places to go to. It's a horse. They say they got a horn or it hasn't. Let's see how far we can take this trail. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's creepy. Look down here, Tony.
What about the necromancer?
There's the stairs.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. Kenny, you might want to add a bit of light to this. That's the trail we used to be on.
Yeah. Yeah, down there. Like a wee-
Come on, if there's anybody here, we want to see it.
This is why we lost signal.
Talk to us. We're in search of reavers. Were you a reaver? You just said stop. Is that what you used to shout to people when you were robbing them? I thought somebody just said Dick Turpin. Did you know of Dick Turpin? Come on. So, I am listening. There's snakes up here as well, so be careful. We're in Northumberland, there's adders, spiders and stuff. Careful. Tell us your name. Tell us your name. Tell us your name. If you're a reaver, tell me your name. Are you a Charlton? Are you a Milburn? Are you a Robson? Are you a Campbell? Just along here. We're walking to the battle site. Any of you fight in the battle? There's a major battle here. Were you in it?
That was like an American voice there, wasn't it? Did you hear it? I will not.
Something dark along here. Yeah. It's almost like somebody being assaulted there, wasn't it? Did you get hurt here? Who's the lady? Oh, were you a witch? Were you a witch?
Crying now.
I know.
That's an American voice. Why is it an American voice?
Are you from the Americas? I think because we're getting witch-related stuff on the Romancer, it's probably worth me telling you the story that was based around here. A woman from Hexham was arrested. She was a lovely woman. She lived out in the countryside, not from Hexham, but one of the small villages, you know, like Acombe or Chollerford. Yeah. She was from one of the small villages. And what was that? Gossamer.
Yeah, it's a web.
Spider's web. So this woman was just a lovely woman, and she used to deliver the babies, used to help cure people and deal with that. And the witch finder came and said to the people, look, unless you give me the names of people who are witches, I'll just take some of you and you can be the witches. Oh. So of course this was everybody's excuse to name all the people they didn't like, or and all the people that were doctors of the time. They pointed to these herbal healers and they said, we're going to have to wipe out these because then we'll get more business. So they pointed out this woman from, as I say, Hexham in the general sense of the word, and they put her in a cell in the prison that we got on camera for our supporters a little bit earlier on. And they locked her away, and she was asking for a day in court, and of course she would never have got one. And
it's a house.
That's a house, I think. I think it's just a halogen. But so they locked her away, and the witch finder was out. Hopkins himself and his people were out doing the other small villages, picking people up and dragging them all back to Hexham. And when they got them back to Hexham, they went to the woman's cell and they opened the door and the woman was gone. But at the window was a huge magpie sitting on the windowsill. And of course, when the guards went to try and catch it, it flew out the window and it was away. Now, Hopkins was called to say the witch turned herself into a magpie and she flew off. But the truth was, some of the people in the town loved her. They delivered, maybe there were some of the people she delivered as babies because she'd been there, you know, a lot of years, and they'd sneaked her out. However, Hopkins came in and looked outside, and on a rooftop there were 7 magpies, and one of the magpies was twice the size of all the other magpies. Right. Hence the rhyme that you will know.
1 for sorrow, 2 for joy.
1 for sorrow, 2 for joy, 3 for a girl, 4 for a boy, 5 for
silver, 6 for gold, 7 for a secret never to be told.
The secret was they sneaked her out. So we only know that because of the Magpie TV show, of course.
Yeah, we do.
But it was all based around that story right here in the north.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I wonder if that's got anything to do with Newcastle being called the Magpies?
I wouldn't have thought so. Unless they've put a curse on them.
Might have.
Because I just heard that they've put off the talking about the damn thing for another week. Hell's teeth. The thing is, funnily enough, when you get to see a bit of field,
yeah,
it's almost reassuring because down there was pitch. Well, can you hear that? Horses' hooves.
Yeah.
Did you hear horses' hooves?
That was.
That's how I took it. Did you catch that?
You know what? How I would describe that? As a coal truck. You know when you hear a coal truck on the railway lines, and it goes. It was a bit like that.
I thought it was horses' hooves on cobbles.
It might have been. But it was that kind. That's the noise of that.
Because if you're a reaver, you'd be riding a horse.
Could be that, man.
Be interesting to see if anybody caught that at home. We're watching for every shape and every shadow. See a white mist there?
Just down through that gap?
Yep.
Yeah. Can you get in there, or is it too late for you? There's all kinds of stuff in this woods, like, isn't there?
But we know there's wild stuff, so
yeah.
I mean,
Keep
we've
getting
heard.
by loads of spider webs.
Well, there'll be no shortage of them out here. Are we still holding on?
Yes, we're on.
Good. Whoa! Up! Don't take yours off, Ken. Oh, no, put yours back on. Second tree to the right. No. Second, you see the first tree?
Yeah.
Ah, you've moved it. Kenny, move back this way.
I do it there.
There,
Yeah.
looking round the second tree.
That one there.
Yeah, there's a...
I don't put my light on it.
No, lift it up. There.
There.
There you go, he's just put his head in and head out. Look. Tony, can you get that? Just look around the second tree. Full figure. Could be my eyes are playing tricks with me, but that's what it looks like. Are you seeing that? Are you getting it, Tony? Oh, it's gone. Ah, it's gone.
It was just there.
Ah. Oh, it'll be interesting to see if any night owls caught that. It was like someone with a hood.
Looking round, but
Yeah.
I think I caught something on the right, in between the trees.
on the right.
Yeah.
I definitely, yeah.
With a hood. Like you know how if you had a, I don't want to say Red Riding Hood or nuns or anything, but you know that kind of,
And they've got like a habit on in
yeah, you just took it.
That's what it was. Just there.
Yeah. Because I said second tree, and if you look, now that we're close to them, I didn't even see the third tree at the
No, I
time.
didn't.
Did you hear that?
I heard a noise just
Some stones just been thrown. Did you catch it, Tony?
I'm not sure. I wasn't watching.
And we're roundabout where she, I think it was a she, could have been a he.
It looked like a hood.
Looked like a hood, I know. But would men would wear hoods.
Yeah.
I saw Russell
These
Crowe.
trees here, wasn't it?
It was that one. In fact, I know what I'm going to do. Signs that could be pinning as well, yeah. If they were pin, you know, look. You see,
Oh yeah.
they've grown up over the years. Right, I'm going to.
Strange smell as well.
Right, let's see if we can try the ghost radar. See if we can get any of that. It's just loading. I've just heard a growl. Did you hear a growl?
And it's also a noise.
Just heard a growl there. Because it was here, it was right here. Right, let's see if we get anything here. I'll point in the direction of where, if we get anything. It says nothing located. Nothing located. Come on. Presence detected. Which way?
Gonna be there, isn't it?
I don't know. Receiving a message. And they've got like a million words to pluck. Oh, hang on, it's there. It's not there, no, it's there. What's the message? Kenny, what does that say?
Does that say?
Too shy.
Too shy.
You're near water.
You're near water. I'm not falling in there, mate.
They're too shy,
Too shy.
and the spirit seems peaceful.
It's catch a goo-goo.
Oh, I think we caught something. I hope somebody caught that. I hope somebody caught that hood or whatever it was.
Keep on hearing branches. Is this somebody is following me in front? Yeah.
Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah. There's someone following us.
It's like
here.
a scream.
There's someone following
But it
us.
was ah.
There's someone else in these woods.
It feels like it.
Speak to us. Speak to us. Hello? Hello? It's been attacked. It does feel like you're not alone here, man. We're getting near the battle site. Bit of a story to tell there too. If I can get any semblance of what's happening down here. Oh, there you go. It's just up here. Yeah, we're not far. Here it is. We're there. Yeah, we're overlooking it here. Yeah, down there. Yeah, this is it. Now, had we taken the lower trail, can you hear that the water's further away? Mm-hmm. The trail that we were on cuts across a bridge and the river it's not there anymore, it's slightly further over, and this is exactly where the battle took place. Now, there were two very, very famous tribes. The tribe that lived here was the one that you, or most people that live here, voices again. They were called the Votadini, and they lived right the way. If you live in Hexham, if you live Throckley even, that whole, from there onwards, right the way across, almost to Carlisle, we're talking Votadini. And the other tribe, from a little bit closer to York, were called the Brigantes. The Brigantes came up here hunting for livestock, any livestock they could get, and any women that they could purloin. Now, in this particular case, the Brigantes had a whole batch of women and a whole batch of cattle, and they were treating them both the same. And the idea was they were going to finish off all of the smaller villages around here, and they were actually travelling down there along the river bank that we've just come up, but they were travelling that way because they were heading back towards what we would call probably the A69, so that they could eventually make their way back down to their own territory in York. Now, this is where it gets particularly juicy, because there was about 200 killed in a major battle, and the Brigantes started to run. Now, what they didn't realise was they were running along here, but up on this bank that we are accidentally, because I would rather have been down there, but we're losing signal. Up here were a whole batch of archers, a whole batch of people with big stones to push down and create avalanches. And you found that the Brigantes were running into the water to try and avoid them, hiding behind trees, and eventually 58 Brigantes were left. Now, where we started, there was a bit of open ground, and it was on that open ground there that I think one of the great stories took place, and I mean one of the best. The Votadini had 58 prisoners, and they said to their leader, look, I will say this only once, there's one thing we're going to do. One of our number is going to fight your champion. If your champion wins, you all run free. Obviously, they've already released all of the people that they'd captured. But if this one person defeats your champion, you'll die. So the Votadini had a look at all of their men and picked one that was muscles in their spit, big, strong, roughy, tufty warrior. They gave him an axe and said, okay, you're going to be our champion, because if you win, we're free. The Votadini picked their champion, and it was a woman in her 70s. A little woman, all hunched over. She stepped forward. She didn't even have a weapon in her hand. And the Briganti champion just laughed. This is going to be a piece of cake. All the Brigantes laughed at a little old woman taking on a champion. And what happened was just horrific, but kind of pretty cool at the same time. This old woman stepped forward to face this man, holding an axe, still chuckling, still laughing. And she moved just really, really slow. And then, whoa, she was on him, and she bit out his entire throat, his windpipe, his Adam's apple. She just pulled it out, and it was running down her chin, down her white robe. And with that, sentenced all of the other Brigantes to death, and they were all executed where we started tonight. What a story. And the bottom line was that it was said that the Brigantes refused ever to come anywhere near where the Votadini were from that day on, because if an old woman can take out their champion, what could a man do? Amazing. Anyway, let's get back to it. Oh, I'm being roughly informed, I think. Oh, blimey, we're close to the first hour. Let's see how much further we can get along here before we do, because we've got that incantation to do to give people some good luck too. But you can imagine this when it was not quite so overgrown, because they've let it overgrow, but at the time you'd be able to see the trail. And you know, if you are looking to try and pick people off, there's plenty of places to hide. And of course, talking witches, holly, ivy, mistletoe, all the sacred things. I've just heard a growl again. Did you hear a growl?
I keep hearing noises all the time down this side. Know what they're coming quick, they've got one.
Holly. Beautiful. But you see, you've got to remember that holly can be parasitic. What's that? Is that another trail? It looks like yeah, oh, blimey. It's a trail down. Oh, that's creepy. You seen down here, Tony? Oh. No. Maybe that's the way that they went though, when they were going down to...
Yeah, there were steps.
Absolutely. They've been carved out the hillside. How about that? Terrifying. If I was here on my own, I would feel stressed by this, man.
I'm really, really hot. I'm actually burning up. Honestly, I'm burning up. I can feel it.
But it's kind of been that sticky at night time, hasn't it? You know?
It has, Dave. It's cold at night, but I'm burning.
We're climbing higher. Straight on again, Kenny. Straight on, straight on.
Yeah.
You see a group of like a moving blackness straight ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't move it, Tony. Well, we've got it.
I'm here. I'm zooming in.
To the right of the tree.
Yeah. It's just like a moving darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can see that.
I don't know. Let's. Oh. It just. Oh, it's moving as we. What the hell? Come on, if there's anything here, make yourself talk to us. Say hello. Say hello. It's calmer up here.
It's calmer, but when we stop walking there, I still have heard walking.
I just want them to show themselves. Come on. If you're there. Wait. Here out of love and respect.
Is there a dog there? Is there a dog barking?
I didn't get that.
Barking.
Well, mind you, there's farms and houses they could very easily be.
Strange smell though. You know, it's like obviously earthy, like.
Yeah, we keep losing signal again.
We're heading down too, Tony.
Go back, I think.
What was that?
You feel as if something.
I can understand how people got trapped here, I mean.
I wouldn't like to get by myself. Like.
No, I agree. Just had a crack there as well. I was hoping to see this buck moon. There's no chance we can see it through. But the whole point of it is nature, and we're absolutely surrounded by that. So apologies if we froze a little bit. Don't forget, all of this will be high definition, and share if you'd like to win yourself one of these. And if you haven't already got one, you should try and win it. If you have already got one, you should get one for your friends and your family. Oh, noise. That was metallic.
Was it?
I thought it was. I just hope that the people at home can hear. Oh, do you hear that?
Footsteps.
No, stone's just been thrown.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
I thought it was a footstep like standing on a stone.
I thought it was a stone landing.
It might have been mine. But where's it coming from?
Who's it coming from? It's got to be a person or something. Could be an animal, I suppose, running over one, and because there's stuff to. I know.
Yeah, I think we'll keep freezing this way. I don't know if we can go any further.
Well, we have to turn around.
Yeah.
We've got other ways to go. We've got other places to see. We'll go back to the place of incantation. We've got that, and we've got a couple of other stories to tell. So, tell us when you're back.
I think we're back. We'll just keep freezing the more we go on.
Right.
We'll just, yeah, sorry about that, but we're recording it as well. So if you want to see it in HD, it will be there tomorrow.
Absolutely. Tony, go and, Kenny, go and light Tony up if you would. This is the area where Earl Grey tea was born. Don't know whether you're aware of that, but a Hexham lad who was MP for Newcastle, Earl Grey, he was Prime Minister in the 1830s. A Chinese mandarin created a new drink of tea for him. They called it Earl Grey tea. I got some amazing facts from the north in general. Do you know that Chillingham cattle are rarer than pandas and tigers? Did you know that? Unbelievable, but it's true. So many great stories from so far away. It was round here as well that the James Radcliffe, back in 1715, he was the Earl of Derwentwater.
Streams resumed.
He used to
Sorry
live up
about
here.
that.
And he took Hexham. He actually conquered Hexham for James Stewart as part of the Northern Uprising. But the uprising didn't go particularly well, and Derwentwater was beheaded. I mentioned a little bit earlier that the Lancastrian commander, Sir Henry Beaufort, was executed in the marketplace. He wasn't with the Scots, it was actually the War of the Roses. incredible. And there's a, are we back on, Tony?
We're back now. Sorry about that. It's just the signal. The more we go in, the worse it's getting.
No, well, it's funny that you should. I've just looked at my GPS. This is the place, this area, where Kenny's just setting up his night vision. He says it works better if you take the lid off the front.
Take the cap off first.
Hang on a second. This is like.
I know you can't record while it's. No.
Right, so this is a place where Kenny and I once went in search of William Wallace, didn't we? And we
did.
You were regressed to a previous life that we'll have to share with you at some point.
Awful. I died.
You
when
did
I was
indeed.
27.
So
You
Kenny's
did.
got the night vision there.
Let him go and we'll stay a little while. We mentioned William Wallace because this is actually a place where William Wallace's men prepared to attack Hexham. They did attack it and they burnt the entire town to the ground. I've just heard a roar from this side. Did you hear that, Tony? Did you hear it?
I'm not sure.
I hope
I'm
somebody...
focused on the river down there.
All right, right. I'm hearing roars. But the interesting thing was that Wallace wiped the whole place out, killed everybody, chased the women and the children into the hills. And then 15 years later, Robert the Bruce, and incidentally, I have to tell you, Robert the Bruce was, the reason he was called the Bruce was he wasn't Scottish originally, he was French. Robert de Bru, B-R-U-S, Bruce, Robert de Bru. So for all these proud Scots now, sorry to change your view of history, but he was a Frenchman you were trying to put on the throne, which is why the French, for example, in this area, Margaret of Anjou tried to escape from those supporting the English, and she was said to hide in the Queen's Cave, which is south of Hexham, which is kind of over there. The reality was that it wasn't the Queen's Cave, it was Steward's Gorge, which is just up the trail. Next time you come here, do it on a daytime and you can fly along the river and across to Steward's Gorge. But that's where she hid. So let's see what we can find. Kenny's night visioning. And I'm in a place where I want to carry out the incantation. We've got a bit of sky here. We need a bit of sky. So, no sign of our book moon, but we're going to carry out an incantation now. If you've had a rough time of it and you think you need better luck, better fortune, if you want to shake off all of the bad luck and the bad fortune that you've had, we're going to do that now. We're going to do it, but if you want it to become real, I want you to do it too. Kenny's gathering his things. We're going to close down for the first hour, and in hour two, and we hope you'll come and join us for that, we've got a lot more stories to tell, including some of Dickie of Westwood's stories. There's some amazing, and a lot of them are actually quite funny because he was a bit of a lad. But we're going to be carrying out that incantation. If you want to change your luck, we would love. You imagine all of the power of all of the people all doing this at the same time. It carries a bit of weight, and I would love to think it could change your luck and mine, and I will be doing it as sincerely as you will immediately after this. If people want to come and join us, and I hope you do, how do they do it, Tony?
Yeah, if you're on Facebook, just become a supporter, and we're going to try and get better signal. I know it's been annoying starting and stopping, but the HD version of this will go on tomorrow as well, so you can catch up on it all.
Without any blips.
If you're on YouTube, then just join, and it'll all be there tonight stroke tomorrow. So, but we're going to go in the direction of 4G because I know it might put people off thinking it's going to be the same. We're going to go back to the signal.
We're going back to the signal. We're going to go down the other track, see how far that takes us in the opposite direction, because there's tracks, as you saw, in all directions. We're going to take them. Hope you'll come with us. We hope to find that place where Willie used as his outlaws retreat, where there's said to be hidden treasure, because he buried it all over the place to avoid the other reavers stealing it from him. Maybe you'll get a chance to have some of that. I'll show you where it is in the next half. We'll be back with you 5 to 10 minutes. Join us then.